Have you ever dreamt about taking a cruise on one of them fancy boats, soaking up the beauty and the magic just to free your soul? It's floating on the ocean, just a notion that seems out of reach. One thing on your bucket list is just to go and see the beach. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
You know you gotta do the things you've only dreamed about. Don't let anything stop you thinking you can't go all out. You can do the things you never thought were possible with Helping Hands to help you get there. Even oceans are no obstacle. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
So if you ever dreamed about taking a cruise in one of them big old boats, soaking up that sun, feel that breeze, yeah, there is still hope. Don't let the ocean be an ocean that is out of reach. Let's get together, help each other, and go see the sea. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You've got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
This is Donovan. I'm here with Helping Hands for Cruising. Last day of our inaugural cruise, we got to take a wonderful person for their very first cruise who's never been able to see the ocean or anything. And I gotta tell you, we've had so much fun. I got to go on land with him at the different ports, and he just had so much fun, and I think he enhanced my version of what cruising is like also. I'd like to say, I think my favorite thing so far on this cruise was having him see the ocean for the first time. And he goes, wow, that's big. And I was like, let me tell you about the colors of the water and what that means. And then I tried to talk to him about, imagine all the animal life and the whales, dolphins and the sharks and turtles all underneath this boat right now. It's all, the whole world is underneath us. And to see him just start to think and see a different way of thinking about things, man, it was so great. Later I heard him repeating some of the things I told him, and man, it just touched my heart so much. So Helping Hands for Cruising, that's what the number 4, helpinghandsforcruising.org. That's a place you can go, you can donate, and you can bring that dream to somebody else. It's so important to give somebody who's been in one place for most of their life and never seen the world, and put them on a place that can inspire them to do so much more that they thought they weren't able to do. So you help me make a dream a reality. And I'll see you on the next one.
G'day, folks. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Well, I'll tell you what, we are just this little bit knackered. We got off a 17-hour flight this morning. Fortunately, we arrived early back home, and man, it's been, I don't know if the live is going to go that long, but at the end of the day, we'll do as long as we can, because different time schedules and all that sort of stuff. Let me say g'day to the people in the chat. Well, first up was the Down Under Cruisers. Welcome aboard, you mob. Followed by Joe. Welcome aboard, buddy. Nice to have you here. Jimmy, welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Jonesy, mate, I saw your message. Jonesy was saying that a ship was trying to dock in at Burnie today, but the winds got him and they had to forego their Burnie trip. What a shame. Burnie's such a nice place. Joe's gone, wait a goddamn minute. Are you guys back home already? Yes, mate. It's been 2 weeks. And that's all I can afford right now. I need to get back to work and make some money. Jimmy is saying, welcome back. Thank you very much. Yes, Joe. Yes, we're back. And Jonesy is saying g'day to Jimmy. And Joe is saying g'day to Jimmy. So there we go. Everybody's saying hello to everybody. Joe's saying sorry, just had to check on a post on Instagram. Hope it's a good post. Jimmy is saying g'day to Jonesy and to Joe. And crikey, the jet lag got you good. Mate, I want to tell you something. When you go to bed and your body clock is saying, wait a minute, you should be up and around and doing things, you're right. Mate, you're going with the radio Jonesy beard look, I see. No, this is just lazy. This will come off on Friday, actually on Saturday. Okay, so some highlights of the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise. For those of you that weren't able to attend, well, let me say it was an absolute blast. Started off with the when we flew into Miami. Well, had a bit of a challenge. We were due to fly out at midday on the 29th. Got to the airport only to find out that the inbound flight, which happened to be coming from LAX, was running an hour late. So it landed. They had to clear off all the passengers, make the plane shipworthy or ready for the new lot to come on in. And then what happened was the engineers decided they were going to do some work on it. So we were delayed another hour. So that took us to 2 p.m. Then we got all boarded the plane. And as the plane pulled back, the internal APU died. They couldn't start the plane engines. So they pulled us back into the gate and attached a ground APU unit. That generator put power into the aircraft, and then they pressed the button to try and start the engines, and that generator died as well. So they ended up plugging us into the terminal. And if our plane was to cause issues with the terminal, we would have shut down the whole of Melbourne. But no, fortunately enough, they were able to start 2 engines, which gave them enough power to start up the other 2, and we flew out 5 hours late. Now, normally when an aircraft does its flight and it touches down, when it touches down, that's the time when the passengers normally clap. But this time, the plane took off, and as it took off, that's when everybody clapped. Well, we did our 14 hours or whatever it was into LAX. When we arrived in LAX, we were told we would have to change our flights because we obviously had missed our connections. And so instead of doing a direct LAX to Miami, we were then taken from LAX to Dallas-Fort Worth, and then from Dallas-Fort Worth into Miami, which made the flight, rather than being a total of about 20 hours, we ended up having 29 hours. We were stuffed. And by the time I got to bed, it was 4 o'clock in the morning, US time. So that was the start. Then the next morning, we had to get together. We got together with Liz and Chris from Carnival Cruise Addicts. I want to say we had lunch together. It was the most amazing lunch. We got a couple of goodies, and I can tell you this is an amazing mug. But yes, we did get a couple of goodies, and away we went. Had lunch with them, and then a few days later, must have been about 4 days later, we then went into Miami, and met up with a few people. Had an amazing time with those few people. And then on the Friday night, the 29th, we had our group meetup. I want to tell you the group meetup was absolutely incredible. All right, let me go back in the chat for a second. Joe, it was a good post. I met the most amazing and beautiful Staffordshire Bull Terrier twice in the last 2 weeks. Devil Zone Canned Heat, aka Larry. He is such a beautiful dog. Man, those dogs are amazing. So awesome. Who did you fly with? Jonesy. The flight was booked through American Airlines, which code shares with Qantas. So between us and the US, we flew Qantas. When we got into the US, we were flying American Airlines. So 28th, not the 29th. No, beg your pardon. The meetup was the 28th. You see, I'm tired, and Joe's correcting me. Thank you, mate. So Friday night, we had the meetup, and I want to tell you, we had the most amazing turnout. Anybody fronted up. We had it at the hotel, and we handed out the Gary Krebs Award. The Gary Krebs Award is for those that have been the most generous through the year. And of course, this was a fantastic opportunity because we surprised a couple of people. One of those people was Chris and Liz, and we had Liz in tears. Yes, because they have done an amazing effort and brought in a shipload of money. And so they got awarded the Sir Gary Krebs Award, as well as Greg and Michelle from Cruise Life TV. That couple also personally gave an immense amount of dollars, and so they were the two recipients. We were surprised that they actually fronted. Well, it wasn't that much of a surprise because I knew they were coming, but we surprised both those couples with the award. So that was fantastic. On the other hand, it was also great because my entire family was together. It was the first time in many years that we'd all been together in the same space, including my cousins in the US. So following that, we also had the opportunity to meet up with Corrado and the band members, and man, they are just an incredible group of people. Glad you had such fun. Thank you, Jimmy. Yes, we did. They are definitely the most amazing group of people. Anyway, the illustrious Shui was done. We did try to live stream, but the internet there was not playing cricket. So there was some video taken, and all we got to do is wait for those videos to come on down. And obviously, today has been a bit of a wasted day. We're in the throes of getting all the video down and all the photos down so that we can then put them up for you guys to have a look at. That's actually underway. The next step was the Shui was done, and yep, everybody had a great time. We all got some swag, and the cruise was well and truly on. On the 29th, we all fronted up at the NCL port. That was the Saturday. We all fronted up at the NCL terminal. We were then brought in really easily, really quickly, which was awesome. We were then boarded onto the ship by 11:30, and we went and did our muster drill first up. And straight after the muster drill, I got to meet up with the group's coordinator, and we had an amazing chat and got everything underway. And then we went and had some meals and just went around and had a look to see to check out the ship. And then at 2:30, we actually got into the cabins, and we had a beautiful cabin. And we didn't take a full cabin review, or at least I didn't. Ilana might have. I was too busy doing other things. but I want to say that we had the most amazing opportunity to sail in a great deal of comfort. Dan was also on board. So, to give you an idea of some of the family members, my son flew in from the UK. I had my sister there. My sister had her partner there. Her partner's mother was there. My mother was there, and we met up with my cousin. I think that's the whole family, my cousin and his wife. So we would always be 9 at any family event. So, with that in mind, we all got on board the ship, and first night the family had dinner at Cagney's. The steak was absolutely beautiful. The company was incredible, and some of the board members did attend with us. So basically, we had the full entire board except for Jen, who unfortunately has not been too well. But we also had Mark Allan, who was there. We had who else? Bruce unfortunately couldn't front, but that was another sad thing. But hey, we had the most amazing time. All right, let me see who else is in there. Joe is saying, looks like you all had an amazing time, just waiting to see the pics. They will come up, let me tell you. Twisted Nerves, welcome aboard. Good morning. Well, good evening from us. Good morning to you. So there you go. Good day to Jimmy. Joe is saying good day to Twisted Nerves as well. And Jimmy saying good day to Winston and good morning, Joe. Okay, so we've got the good mornings out of the way. All right, so dinner at Cagney's, and then I want to tell you, we went to bed and we just flaked. It was a great night. The next evening was a sea day. We had this. Well, the next day was a sea day, and we had the start to some of our events. And what do you know? We had Dewey do one of his amazing scavenger hunts. Most scavenger hunts on board a ship get you to go and grab some stuff and bring back useless crap. But Dewey has the most amazing scavenger hunts, and what he does is he tries to get you to get photos with people, photos of sunsets, get photos of places and menus, so that way you get around to learn the ship. And that was absolutely incredible. So we had a great time there. Okay, just very quickly into the chat. Jonesy's gone HH for C, and what do you know? Nightbot has come back with, please welcome Radio Jonesy to the stream, and there's his link. Joe has said, you just scored yourself a new subscriber. Good on you, Twisted Nerves. And has also gone, thank you, I appreciate it, so good on you. And Joe says, you're most welcome. Awesome. We're a friendly mob today. All right, so day 2, we had the scavenger hunt. We had, oh my God, the time went so quickly. We had the band played up on the Lido at midday, and I want to tell you, it was actually the pool deck, is what they call it, NCL call it. And I want to tell you, did we get compliments for them? It was absolutely amazing. They played a good hour and a half. Normally, most groups there will do a skit or something for about 45 minutes. Foreign Journey had the stage for a good hour and a half. And I want to tell you, everybody was either moving a toe, moving a hand in rhythm. About 1/3 of the population were actually on the floor having a good old twist and shake, and it was just incredible. The compliments that they got were just amazing. So they played, and then in the evening, some of us got together and had meals together. Dan was having the most amazing time. He was sunning himself and all sorts of things. The next step was came the first day, and we landed in. Our first stop was at the island in Belize. And I want to tell you, I couldn't Belize the place. It was absolutely amazing. There you go. I got the pun in, but it was absolutely fantastic. We had the opportunity to get in and see this island, a bit of the little bit of Belize that we could get to see. It was hot. It was humid hot, but everybody got off, had a good time, and then came back on board. I think that night, we all, the board members and the band went to teppanyaki. And did we have an absolute blast at the teppanyaki? Those chefs are just amazing. Anyway, it was a great meal. Then the next day was another sea day, I think. No, yes, it was a sea day, and the band played. It was a Wednesday, and the band played. They didn't play Waltzing Matilda, but they played again, and we had members of the cruise there standing and watching the band, and I'm going, you guys should hire them. They go, they're absolutely brilliant, because again, we had literally the whole pool deck were tapping toes, moving arms, moving hands, whatever, giving a nice wave and so forth. And we've got some video of it, which I will show you once I've uploaded it to the computer. But they were all having an absolute blast, and the crew were just absolutely amazed. We did have a slight negative, and that is that Kenny, who came on board with us, did get ill. He was in the medical center. He is doing well, but he did have to be hospitalized. So unfortunately, Kenny, the next day or two, Kenny was actually taken off the ship and placed in a hospital in Grand Cayman. And I spoke with him a little earlier on today. He's should be en route to the airport and flown back up to I think it's Miami first, and then from Miami to Charlottesville. So Charlotte, North Carolina. Sorry, he'll be flown from Miami to Charlotte, North Carolina after that flight. So we wish Kenny well and a very speedy recovery. So they wouldn't have let him out of the hospital if he wasn't in better spirits. On the one hand, I'm saying I feel sorry for Kenny for having gone to hospital, but on the other hand, I'm saying he scored an extra 3 days in Grand Cayman. Half of us only scored a few hours. So on the one hand, he's lucky. On the other hand, he's not so lucky. But he's on the mend, and he is definitely on the way back home. Joe is saying, we missed you. Mate, we missed you too. Jimmy, I'm not going to make you feel bad. Yes, I am. Jimmy is saying it's 6 degrees Fahrenheit right there where he's right now where he is. Jimmy, we've had 20 degrees today. It's currently 17 C. So I'm not going to say much more about the weather. Joe, anyway, I'm going to split like a banana split. Talk tomorrow, mate. If you got to go, you got to go. So thank you for being there. Thank you for helping out, and we shall talk tomorrow. Twisted Nerves. Winston is saying, Joe, stay healthy, and he will see you around. Glad to hear Kenny is doing well enough to leave hospital and he's on his way home. Yes. Okay, so aside from the fact that we had the negative with Kenny, Everything else turned out to be great. The band was most well received. We did do I know I did a third. Oh yes, we did do the family did go to the next night to the now which restaurant was it? Was Paloma and Palomar. Sorry, that's it, Palomar. And the meal there is Italian based, mostly seafood, and it was unbelievable. It was probably the best meal we had on the ship. It was so well done. So we had a lot of fun there, and that was great. The next night we had the group dinner in the Manhattan dining room, and that was the second last night. And I tell you what, everybody came. It was great. We drank. We were meant to have 50 odd come in. That's the entire group. Ended up with 28. And I can tell you, we created a raucous. It was fun. We had a ball. I bet you can't tell the difference between good musos and average ones now. Well, I definitely can tell the difference. Considering when we were we would be hanging around. We obviously wore uniform, so we had polo shirts for the HH4C board, and people would just come up to us and they would go, "That band was absolutely amazing," and we would then have the opportunity to talk to them about donating to HH4C, which is what we always want to get, because at the end of the day, the dollars go to put people on board cruise ships, and they were really excited to meet up with Dan. And we were fortunate enough, we did get one surprise on Friday night. The Friday night before we went, when that was Roxanne turned up, she got to sail with us on board the Norwegian. So she joined us for the cruise. So we had basically 3 recipients on board: Kenny, Roxanne, and Dan. And obviously our attention was all the way to Dan. So we had a good time. So the first port was Belize. The second port was Roatan. We stopped off there. And our family got a private tour. We organised a driver, and this guy was absolutely amazing. Family had some really good opportunity to try local food, local things, and we also saw the biggest turtle in the world. It's the size of 2 vans. So it's huge. You guys got to go there and have a look at it. And so with that, we also went to a local run restaurant there in Roatan, so that was amazing. And obviously a day at sea, and then the next day was in Grand Cayman, where unfortunately Kenny was left to go to hospital. The good news was he was well taken care of, and we had some carers that were there. And then the next step was we had a sea day and headed back into Miami. I can tell you, folks, I walked on as a guest. They needed a forklift truck to take me off because I was now freight. I mean, the amount of food there was just, so incredible. And I can tell you the people we met, the stories we told. I mean, some of the best entertainment. We saw Choir of Man on the last night, on the Friday night. They were brilliant. To start the show off there, anybody can go up for a beer. We were just a touch behind because we'd had dinner that finished a little bit later, and so we went in to see the Choir of Man, and I tell you what, it was awesome. Needed that sip. Okay, so the next thing is we saw the Choir of Man. Some of the other things that we just laughed it up. We did a bar crawl dressed as pirates. The whole ship looked at us as if we were, oh, that's really cool. We had a photo shoot at the stairs, and we'll get you to have a look at those photos later on. But I can tell you, folks, we had the most amazing opportunity to meet up with people, some great, awesome people. And I want to tell you, Corrado is the salt of the earth. If ever you folks in the US get an opportunity, go and check out Foreign Journey. They are just amazing. They are incredible people. We did have a night where we all got together after the teppanyaki dinner. We all got together, got everybody up there, and we awarded the Papa Mozo Award. Papa Mozo Award went to our TA, Bruce. I can tell you, Bruce did certainly bend over backwards to get the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise up and running. And the second recipient was Corrado, because of the things that he had done in terms of getting Foreign Journey all organised with all the shenanigans that went on with the organisation of the cruise. Corrado stayed the course and helped us out immensely and is continuing to help us out. So there you go. An absolutely amazing opportunity and an amazing way to meet people. I can tell you, I've come off that cruise and I have some lifelong friends, not only through the HH4C group that we had on board, but also through Corrado and his wife and the band, and got to spend some time, our family got to spend some time with Corrado's family, so it was really great. Certainly a great opportunity. Jonesy, did you get anything duty-free? Yeah, a suntan. What else? We got not a lot of other stuff duty free. I don't look at buying grog. From our point of view, grog is not a big deal. We've still got a cupboard full of it, and I'm busy trying to work my way through it slowly. I'm the pisshead in the family. Ilana doesn't drink much, and on Friday nights I'll have a standard drink of red wine. So, and Ilana has a standard drink as well. I mean, I could fill this up with alcohol, but I won't. The shui was bad enough. But other than that, I mean, the opportunity to meet up with some of the other channels, and if Scott from Controversial Cruising is listening in and not making comment, no problem, mate. I just want to say the opportunity, thank you very much for all the things that you gave us. That was we did an unboxing as well of things that and that we've got that on video, which we will put up in a short later at some point on the channel. But yeah, it was fun. We had a great time. Jimmy Damper said, mate, and proud of it. You would have been proud of the shoey. I actually managed to hold out. Now, you guys, the Americans have that. Any beer in a can, you've got huge size cans, much bigger than what we have down here. But I'll tell you what, it was awesome. I managed to keep down the rules when I did the shoey on the Friday night, the 28th. And I can tell you, it was hard work. But at the end of the day, I did finish it. I did get to taste some awesome rum as well. And I've forgotten the name of it. I've got to get in touch with Chris and find out the name of it and try and get some down here. Anyway, so that leads us to the last day. The ship pulled up into Miami on Saturday. We got off the ship, went to our hotel, spent the night there, caught up with my family and my son because we were leaving, and my son is not leaving until Wednesday, and he's going back to the UK. So it'll be another year before I actually get to hold him. But we actually got to chat and have a good time. And so on Sunday, Ilana and I were then shuttled off to the airport. We took our first flight out of Miami to Dallas, and then had about an hour or so hang around, and from Dallas to Melbourne. That plane was like bouncing all over the sky. There were so many crosswinds going on, and you could actually hear the wind buffeting the plane. But hey, we got there. And suffice it to say, we must have had a bit of a tailwind because we left on time, but we actually arrived literally 40 minutes early. So that was awesome. Anyway, we got ourselves sorted, got everything going, and headed home. And that's that. That's been our time. I want to say that those who were on board the cruise, their lives were changed because they spent time with Dan. Um, and that's what we want to do with more people. So the more we get, the better it is. The more money we get, the more opportunity we will have to put people on board. We want to get 10,000 people on board a cruise ship, which is huge. So the next event we've got coming up will be a land-based event. And then we've got another cruise happening in April where Gabby will be on that cruise. I'm not going to play the video. In fact, I'm not going to hang around too much longer, only because I'm knackered and my brain's going to sleep. So I'll be shutting down fairly shortly. But suffice it to say, some changes were made to people. And Dan had the most amazing time, carefree, and he just did what he wanted. He wanted to swim in the sea and snorkel. That was it, and that's what he did. So we were able to fulfill his dreams. And Gabby will be having that same dream happen in April when she goes to the ABCs on the Carnival Horizon. We went to the A and B, not the C. So Aruba, Bonaire, and the C is Curacao. She'll be going to those three. We didn't get to Curacao, and that'll be a trip we will do eventually. In the meantime, there is a lot afoot happening with HH4C. We're still trying to sort out the Australian side, which will be done fairly shortly. But more importantly, there is another huge cruise that's in the wind. I'm not going to give you any more info other than to say it will be celebrating first responders and vets, particularly Golden Heart vets as well. So so that's the exciting bit. Obviously, we do have our cruise happening out of Brisbane and doing the Great Barrier Reef. We will be a part of that, and that will be also a Helping Hands for Cruising cruise that we're looking for an Australian recipient right now. All right, with that all in mind, folks, I want to say we're home, we're knackered, but we're home safe, and I want to thank you all for your support. And let's keep rocking and rolling. And next week I'll have some great pictures for you, so that you'll have an opportunity to join in the fun. So with that in mind, folks, I'm going to say thank you. Have a great day. Some things will change in the videos, which is great. But at the end of the day, we are getting ourselves just started. So have a great day. We will catch you later. And please share us out. And yes, I will take a shave, Jimmy, just like you should. Glad to be home, and thank you so much. Have fun, guys. We'll catch up with you tomorrow when the Down Under Cruises will be on, and then Friday night with the Down Under Cruises at 10 p.m. Eastern. Have fun, guys, and look forward to catching up. Take care.
Dreams set sail today, rising up no delay. Hands reach out, we say, join us, come what may. Waves of hope we ride, strength is found inside. Together side by side, we conquer every tide. Helping hands for cruising, every heart is choosing. Life's a sea we're losing, nothing just
This is from Fantastic Cruise Group, Carnival Pride. We had a blast, we enjoy ourselves.
Smiles light up the night, under stars so bright. Turning
I want to
roads to
thank him and
ride,
Matt.
holding on so tight. Sail with me, we'll find joy in every kind.
That we all joined ourselves together, and they are great friends of ours now.
Moments
We got two brothers.
Love is in the air.
And
Who are they?
With compassion,
do we? The captain
hand in
building.
hand we dare.
So you guys just had your first cruise. How did you guys enjoy it? And what do you think was your favorite thing that you did?
Favorite thing that we did?
Holding hands for cruising, every heart is choosing. Life's a sea we're losing, nothing, just keep moving. Holding hands for cruising, every heart is choosing. Life's a sea we're losing, nothing, just keep moving.
And do you guys have any recommendations for first-time cruisers?
Under stars so bright,
Believe everything you hear when they say you eat.
Definitely.
Food here.
holding on so tight.
It's convenient, right at hand.
Sail with me, we'll find
The ice cream machine needs
joy in every kind.
every time you walk through the door,
Leave
it's
the
right
past behind. In each
Great. Well,
way
thank you for
find
letting me
wine.
interview you.